Have you met someone whose negative energy is so big that every time you spend time with them, you feel like you are worn out? And if that person is a family member and this happens daily, do you feel like you have also become officially depressed? Is depression contagious? I first recognized this phenomenon when someone approached me for help. What happened to him was he used to be a happy and carefree person, but one of his coworkers who was sitting beside him was going through a bad depression. He felt like his coworker had a dark cloud always suspended on his head. And not long after that, he began to feel like his peace was taken away, and even to the point of having insomnia. He had no other reason for being depressed except the fact that a depressed person constantly surrounded him. A few months after that, when I checked on him again, he said that not much longer after his coworker took a sick leave, he recovered. What struck me about his experience was the fact that they didn't have a close friendship. He didn't care about his coworker enough to share his burden. So why was he affected? Not long after, another person approached me for help. She has been living with depression, anxiety, and fear for over 12 years. I felt a wave of negative energy flowing from her to me while we were speaking. 10 minutes into the conversation, I began to feel disturbed. That night, I was unable to sleep. I had a phobic feeling out of nothing. And the same thing happened every time I talked to her. My peace was taken away. How do you explain this? I think we have all heard about the existence of telepathic communication between people. They testify that when they were in distress, in a life or death situation, their loved ones from a distance away share that feeling and instinctively know that something was wrong with them. Although this is a supernatural phenomenon, this is perfectly natural because the function of the spirit is to connect people. The connection is especially strong if their love is deeper. But in other cases, some people have a more sensitive spirit. Whether or not we want to, we can be easily affected by another person's spiritual state and by dark forces in the spiritual world. Knowing the truth about people being spiritually connected is the key to helping a depressed person recover. When I was depressed for 4 long years, my mom was easily affected by my negativity. My dad often told me not to vent to her. She couldn't take it. But he could be my emotional trash can. He was an optimistic person by nature. His mood and confidence were unaffected by me. Even when I was in my most insane phase, he always believed that things would be better one day and I would recover. Depression is infectious, and so is joy. When we have a smile and calmness on our faces, our depressed loved ones will feed on that positive energy and start to recover. The point is, as a family member, we need to positively affect that depressed person rather than the other way around. However, it doesn't work if you fake a smile or pretend to be happy. It has to come from who you are. By the same logic, you can do that by reaching out and connecting with others who can positively affect you. In my church's fellowship meetings, we gather each week to pray, share God's wisdom, and sometimes just eat and play together. We found that lives have been turned around, not just because we learned the truth on how to be a better person, but the simple fact that the spirit of joy was infectious. When we are surrounded by happy and peace-loving people, by the law of association, we will automatically change for the better. I hope you also find people who can positively affect you in every way, and may the Lord lead you to the loving and caring spiritual home.